Hey guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Jacob Duraps and I'm super excited today because I finally bought my dream amp, the Marshall 1959 HW. This is a fully point-to-point hand-wired Marshall Super Lead Plexi made to the exact same specs as the late 60s Holy Grail Plexis. It's made by Marshall at the UK factory. So what is a Marshall Plexi? A Plexi is basically every amp that Marshall made prior to 1969, and it's called a Plexi because they were using plexiglass front and back panel, and there are many different versions of the Marshall Plexi. This is the 1959, so it's the 100-watt Super Lead Plexi. There's also the 1987, which is basically what my Germino is, the 50-watt Lead Plexi. There's also the 1992, which is the 100-watt Super Bass. The 1986, which is the 50-watt bass, and then there's the JTM45, which is the very first Marshall ever. It's a 30-watt bass circuit amp, but essentially there's only two different circuits. There's the bass and then the lead circuits, and that's it. Guitar players that used Marshall Plexis are Pete Townsend, Jimi Hendrix, Jimmy Page, Angus and Malcolm Young, Eddie Van Halen, Paul Kossoff, Eric Clapton. Guitarists that also use Super Lead amps, but the metal panel are, Randy Rhoads, Slash, George Lynch. Basically every classic rock record was made with a Marshall Super Lead or a Super Bass. So with all that information, can we call this a Plexi? Absolutely, it is a Plexi. Marshall make these amp today with the exact same specs as they were back then. Plexiglass front and back panel, no effects loop, same circuit, hand wired. It's the exact same thing, and it's made by Marshall themselves, so they know all about the secrets of these amps. So I'll show you the amp a little bit, and then we'll go and play it and see how it sounds like. So here's the front of the amp. It's got the classic plexiglass panel, JMP logo, normal and bright channels with high and low sensitivity inputs. For EQ, we have presence, bass, middle, treble, volume 1 and volume 2. There's an air vent at the top of the amp because this amp gets really hot. Here's the back of the amp. Again, plexiglass panel, no effects loop, 2 speakers output, impedance selector, voltage selector, and that is the Marshall 1959 HW. So let's plug it in and see how it sounds like. So I hope you enjoyed the video. In another video, we're going to compare how it sounds with my other amps. Make sure to subscribe. Check out my website, durapsofficial.com. We have a brand new album coming out in 2025, so stay tuned for that, and I'll see you next time.